Bordeaux, Forbes, and Mulgrew in the midfield. Volesky and Rolfe up top. Bob Lilly, the head coach of the Rhinos. As they immediately go downfield looking for Volesky. This quickly skips into the arms of starting goalkeeper Rafael Diaz. They'll have McLaws, DeFont, Plua, and Heffer in the back. Adams, Williams, Stoles, and Sanchez. And up top, Sonis and Obakop for John Wolniak, the head coach of Red Bulls 2. Well, we'll see if it does let up a little bit here, but it's pretty intense right now early in this first half between Rochester and New York. And looking at Alex Dixon, normally the speedster likes to push up into the attack. He's playing at an outside back position.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I guess you could say the clinching the playoff title really gives us a bit of flexibility to try a few new things and also at the same time rest a few key players that, you know, have taken some knocks in the last few weeks.
Free kick at midfield for the Rhinos. Coming off a 1-1 draw midweek at Pittsburgh, Volesky with the goal. This one's headed by McLaws, but Dixon will play it back to Apostolopoulos. The newcomer, Bordeaux, picked up an assist on Wednesday in Pittsburgh. Plays one forward that's knocked out of play. These two teams opened the season March 28th at Red Bull Arena. It was a scoreless draw. Then Red Bulls came to Rochester April the 26th, a 2-0 win for the Rhinos, who are 10-0-2 on home turf.
Seemed that rain proved to be a nice little quick
stopped.
shower, just cooled things off, and now
it just stopped like that. Look at this. Maybe there is some luck on the side for the Rhinos on their home games. You know what? Come playoff time, it's going to be here.
I think it's a bit better, to be honest. Makes the turf a little slicker, a little nicer, as close to grass conditions as we'll get here.
Rolfe with a shot on the goal! A rifle from Colin Rolfe. Fourth of the year, and what a good flick from Volesky.
What a finish by Colin Rolfe there. Good little touch, poke it away from the defender, and really making a statement here today already in the second minute of the game.
Rolfe's fourth. Volesky gets the assist, and he hammers that one past the 23-year-old Diaz. As we get a look at the replay, here's the service from Volesky. Flicked on, nice little flick.
It looked like it went right to the other defender, but Colin did well to get in front, poke it away.
And that's what we've seen from him all season long. He's not afraid to get in there and get stuck.
Well, even if you hit a pass per se, he's definitely one who's going to fight it, clean it up, and get it back, and will result in a goal oftentimes.
And Rolfe, give him credit, he was the one who initially played the ball outside to Mulgrew, then pushed forward into attacking position. That was good work all the way around.
Started the play and finished it.
Right?
It's
I'd like to
it's
see
a classic Colin Rolfe play, I'll say. If you remember our first home game here against New York Red Bulls, very similar. Actually stripped the ball off Jean-Baptiste, went ahead and finished it. So just doing what he does best, really.
A good one there for Rolfe. Early on in the third minute, 1-0. Rhinos lead it. This one's played outside to Plua. May have been deflected, and header by Dixon back into the middle of the field. McLaws. Apostolopoulos, I thought he came in good and hard, but quick restart for the Red Bulls. Stoles. McLaws. DeFont. Red Bulls work it around, and that one goes out of play. As we mentioned, both these teams going to the playoffs. The Rhinos clinching the regular season championship, but Red Bulls 2, for John Wolniak, he's got to be happy that the team has secured a playoff spot. If you look at their roster, there are so many different players that have cycled in and out.
Oh, absolutely. And on top of that, they kind of had a bit of a roller coaster of a season. They started off a little slow, picked it up, dropped it again, and now a good little run towards the end to secure that playoff spot. And I think we mentioned this last time we spoke. At the end of the day, you got to remember, at an MLS club, you know, their ultimate goal isn't USL glory, you know? So if they are experiencing a bit of success, it's good as long as they are, you know, turning players for the first team.
Had to be quite the challenge to manage all of those different players, but the head coach, 38-year-old John Walniak, has done a very good job. Apostolopoulos tugged down, no call made. Sonis comes away with it. Swerving ball into the box, headed away by McMahon. And up and on the back of Walls was Sonis. And they bump into each other, have a word. Walls, the team MVP, picked up that award before kickoff tonight. It'll be a restart for Miller. Last game for the Red Bulls was September the 9th, a 2-0 loss at Montreal. This is their final game of the regular season. 41 points, or 42 points, and a spot secured. It's those last two spots that are going to be seeing some action tonight. Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, Charlotte, all looking to jump in. Those two spots that remain in the East. The West is locked up. Just shifting of positions there. All six are secured a spot. This one's getting chippy early on as Sonis gives a little shove into the chest of Apostolopoulos.
And that's 2 tackles in a row. Sonis been involved. I think he's a little heated and definitely going to dictate the rest of the game for him if he gets a yellow here.
Sonis, the 24-year-old, 5 goals, 3 assists on the season. Let's look at the last challenge from Sonis, the product of the New England Revolution Academy. Both players tugging back and forth, and neither one liking the contact. On the near side, out of play. Throw in here for Sean McLaws. Dixon's been good in the air. It's won a couple here defensively. Spring get up in the air there. That's one thing we've seen from this team, a lot of versatility.
Oh, absolutely.
Totsch, speaking of versatile players, now Dixon showing another
You've got
key
Tony
component.
Walls playing center back as well.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Canardo Forbes playing that attacking mid. Now he's playing on the right. I mean, it's a key characteristic of the Rhinos this year.
Into the box, looking for Voleski. And it'll be cleared, but Mulgrew will pick it up. Looks, serves. Flick down to the far side, Forbes picks it up. And this one rolls out of play off the foot of Obakop, and a corner kick coming up here for the Rhinos. For those of you not aware of this just yet, the game against Toronto has been rescheduled for this Thursday, the 24th, right here at Salem Stadium. 7 p.m. kickoff. And that will do it for the regular season. Forbes from the far side. Good ball. Still there. Shot. Goal! It's Colin Rolfe again! Second of the game, 5th of the year. And he is leaving nothing to chance. Another one that is just ripped into the back of the net.
All smiles, Colin Rolfe right now, and it's got to be a great feeling for him. He's had struggled with a few injuries, a shoulder injury here and there in the year, and it's kind of just all coming together for him at the right time.
And it's Voleski who really off balance was able to get the ball to sit down. And Rolfe just spins and fires one back home. They have combined early on here for 2 goals, 2 assists. 3rd assist of the season for Voleski. And another rocket from Colin Rolfe. 2-0.
Rolfe once again doing well there to really pick up, whether it was a pass or not, that's debatable, but Colin Rolfe really doing the work and earning his goals.
That's tough customer area. Inside the 6, bodies all over the place. He just gets it in there, and here he is again battling. Good win by Apostolopoulos. Played outside by Adams. Heffron. Plua. Right to the near side now. DeFont pumps one forward. Looking for Stoles, headed away by Dixon again. Bordeaux, his 2nd appearance of this season, picked up an assist in that game midweek. Where's number 17? And out of play. Throwing coming up here for the Rhinos. 11th minute. Have you visited the new USLsoccer.com? Get the latest news and live stats and check out the new social media hub, USLsoccer.com. And Rolfe manhandled, as he probably will be a marked man the rest of the way. 2 goals in 9 minutes. Colin Rolfe. Referee wants to bring this one back. Official in the middle tonight is David Mon, assisted by Ronald Stuver. Zachary Marzilli and Christopher Trottier is the 4th, and there's going to be a card issued here to, did you see who got it?
I don't know if it was a delay or what.
We'll get an update from our producer in a moment there as to who the card was given to. Maybe given to Sonis for fronting the ball and slowing down the Rhinos' restart as they pick up another corner kick. Second one of the game coming up. This one on the near side, Mulgrew to take it. Last one led to a goal. We'll see what this one comes up with. Out swinging service, a high, deep one. Volesky misses the header.
It's wide open, just missed a clear header. Could have been a 3rd goal already.
Walls tracks it down. Trying to find space to serve, he can't. Goes back. Garzi. Good ball to Walls, looks, delivers, deflected out of play, and another corner kick coming up for the Rhinos. 13 goals against for Rochester, and that has been an outstanding defensive season. The 1998 team conceded 15 goals. 2 matches left to play. We'll see if that record gets shattered. As Forbes and the Rhinos have scoring on their mind right now. Into the box. Up and headed away by the defense. Dixon. They'll chip outside looking for Mulgrew. DeFont heads it forward. Sonis sent forward now into space. McMahon tracking over. And Miller will come off his line to take it out of harm's way.
McMahon showing some serious
He sure
pace.
did, didn't he?
I think Red Bulls forward was way much further ahead. And McMahon just really kicked it in a new gear. Turned an otherwise dangerous play into really just a smooth pickup for Miller.
Outside to Forbes. Volesky. Good idea, was going to leave it there from Mulgrew, just didn't make it. Obakop. McMahon gets the leg to knock it out of play. Throw-in coming up here. Heffron to take it. Adams back to Heffron. Now back to Diaz, the 23-year-old, his 6th appearance of the season. No yellow card issued. Referee had his book out, but official ruling from field level and our producers, no yellow card issued. This is Garzi. And there is a yellow card issued. I knew there was one coming. 14th minute. It's Garzi into the book. Just gets the hand up high on Adams and low.
Yeah, I'd say that was a clear yellow.
Yeah.
And grabbed his neck.
And it's gotten chippy, so David Mann, the man in the middle, is going to want to take charge of this one. And both these teams have qualified for the playoffs. Volesky shields off Williams, but taken away by the Red Bulls. Sonis. Stoles. Outside for Adams. Into the 18. Low cross, and Dixon tracking back nicely, knocks it out of play.
Doing well, showing his versatility and really understanding where he needs to be at that left back position. Just adds to his stock.
It's the thing, so many times you see that wide player sneak in behind the defenders, don't have that awareness, but Dixon, exactly what you said, knew where he had to be.
He's done well there.
Our side corner kick, and Miller able to pick it out of the air. In the 15th minute, Miller, an outstanding season. 0.49 goals against average, 19 games played, 9 goals against, 12 shutouts. It just goes on and on for Miller. Good little flick there from Mulgrew, picked up by McLaws. Lopez hurries to keep this one in play, and he can't. Throw-in coming up here for Red Bull 2, who are 5-5-3 away from home. Williams. This one's going to be a little too hard for Heffron to handle, and McMahon will pick up a throw-in. Pat McMahon, the veteran of the defense, 27 years old. Second season with the club.
Mr. Consistency. Best way to sum him up. Just knows what to do, does it well.
There's Walls, and Sonis shoulders him off the ball. McMahon comes in, offers a little greeting, and it'll be a throw-in deflected off the Rhinos. Coming up here for New York. Be sure you become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. It's the USL on Facebook. You might even bump into Christian Silva there.
Social media is taking over.
That's where it's at. This one's all the way back to Diaz. Red Bulls still have to regroup deep in their own half. Rolfe applying pressure. Out of play, throwing coming up here for the Rhinos. There's talked about the Rhinos defensively looking to shatter that 1998 team of 15 goals against, but also looking to get players into double digits in scoring. Last time it happened was 2009. Johnny Menyanger had 11 goals. Voleski and Dos Santos with 8 goals right now. Looking to also make some history there as well.
Dos Santos, a player taking a bit of a rest tonight. Has done well in the last stretch of games. Really proved to be, like I mentioned before, just the deadliest, the top striker right now for the Rhinos. But Colin Rolfe making a statement as well, just showing that, you know, the versatility is there. There's depth on the roster, and he's got it.
A couple of guys sitting to our left here too tonight, taking a bit of a rest.
And that would be Ano Obasi and Julian Ringoff. A couple knocks, actually.
Bordeaux quickly goes outside, but it's deflected off the leg of Rolfe. Picked up by Red Bulls. Adams. Good ball forward. Stoles. Marked by Walls. Walls working the body, and then he's called for the foul. Free kick coming up here for Red Bulls 2. 44 goals scored in the season, 42 given up. As there's a player down the other end of the field, Colin Rolfe, who took a shot on that quick one-timer from Bordeaux, and I assume he got it in a place where you don't want to take that knock.
Doesn't look very comfortable, that's
No,
for sure.
Let's leave it that way. He is trying to shrug it off. Referee says play on.
That's definitely something that, say what you will, but it can throw you off your game for a few minutes.
Seems to be working his way through it. This long ball. The rain picks up once again. Absolutely amazing. Nothing like last week where the downpour just wouldn't drain off the field. The ball would not move at all.
And you just see, once again, you know, the Rhinos missing a bit of Dos Santos there. You're seeing just consistent flicks, just to empty space, not really guided passes. So there's no real hold-up play for the Rhinos up front. It's either goal, scoring chance, or coming right back down for a counterattack.
Here's an overlapping run from Dixon. Good ball. Forbes, the shot. Good save from Diaz. That was a blistering one from the Jamaican. A great ball from Dixon. Some good footwork. Dixon into the box. Rolfe tried to lay it off there for Bordeaux. No go. Garzi slides in to win it back. There's Forbes feeling it tonight. Mulgrew. Still Mulgrew. Behind Voleski. Out of the 18. Bouncing ball in the middle of the field. Garzi and McMahon work for it. Still a loose ball. Players getting stuck in. Poked away there by Bordeaux. The new signing, played the last 3 seasons with the Syracuse Silver Knights of indoor soccer. From nearby Syracuse, New York as well, Baldwinsville to be exact. Hour and 15 minutes from where we are here tonight. Garzi steps in nicely to win it. The Iacovangelo Community Award winner. Great dedication. To all the young soccer players in Rochester, Mike Garzi, congratulations. Vasily Apostolopoulos tries to keep it in play, and he can't.
Oh, really?
Be picked up on a throw in at midfield for Red Bulls 2. McLaws gets the throw into Sonis. Back to McLaws, has to pop one up in the air. Bordeaux wins it.
Just a choppy game right now since the game's picked up.
If you're just tuning in, it's 2-0 as we approach the midway point of half number 1. Colin Rolfe with both goals, Volesky with both assists. There's a good look at field level camera where you can see the rain once again. Just coming down and picking up in intensity. Free kick coming up here for the Rhinos. No, they're going to actually bring it back on a throw-in for the Rhinos. As McLaws, I think he took too much space. The referee told him to get back. He didn't. They said, okay, we'll work it this way. It'll be Mulgrew to take it. They leave it for Dixon. They're taking their time. So we're in the 23rd minute, 2-0 lead for the home side. Rochester 10-0-2 at home. The only other undefeated team at home, Charleston Battery, at 7-0-6. Good breakout here for Adams and the Red Bulls. Out to Obakop. Obakop 1v3 looking for help. Still working it into the 18, and he's just knocked off balance enough to give the Rhinos a chance to clear it.
I think the turf played a bit of a part there.
Good job that it'll go 1v3.
Rhinos defense will be thankful there. Just kind of tiptoed past Pat McMahon and Tony Walls.
Pass broken up by Mulgrew. Played back to Miller. Off the thigh, now forward to Adams. Right away by Walls. There's Adams again. 11th appearance of the season for Adams. Good ball set forward now. Manolo Sanchez plays. Kicked out by Dixon. A throw-in coming up here for...
Another great tackle. He's doing well there. I think
what else can you ask, you know?
He needs to watch out. He may...
These guys to our left might want to take note.
He may enter in a roll there.
DeFont, swerving ball into the box, headed away by Walls.
It's funny, you see that happen every now and then. You know, a player out of emergency steps into a different role, does well there, and is all of a sudden a revelation. Rest of the career takes a different path. So,
you know, do you think coming off an offensive position like that where Dixon was playing, you kind of have a sense of what to expect from the opposition, and it's easier to defend maybe just a little bit?
Absolutely. I think you've got to have the
anticipation.
Well, you've got to have that thought process. So you've got to think of it from the other point of view. Some players tend to be a little closed-minded, just only think what their role is, but Dixon's showing a lot of versatility, a good soccer IQ right now to recognize where he does need to be.
His last goal was April 26th against Red Bulls 2. A 2-0 win. He's got 3 goals, 2 assists on the season. And tonight, sitting back in a defensive role and doing a great job. 25th minute. 2-0 Rhinos lead. Nick Laws. DeFont. Picked up by Volesky. And going down, as easy call there, is Adams. Rain slowing up a little bit. I think we're going to be in and out of it all night long, looking at the radar.
And Adams is showing strength, held off the Rhinos far there comfortably. Did well, won the ball back. And
persistent. Good win by Apostolopoulos. We'll see if the Rhinos can get some possession here. Rolfe behind Garzi. Now picked up by Obakop. Sonis into the 18, tough angle, takes the shot off the side netting. No trouble there for Miller. Follow at USL on Twitter, become a league insider, join club conversations, have a chance at exclusive giveaways at USL on Twitter. 26th minute. As you look at that giveaway in the midfield, those could be so crucial, they can cost you.
I don't know if the turf is continuing to play a role, but they're starting to pick up a little steam, the Red Bulls. So I think it's a crucial point in the game where Rhinos need to establish their control again or hold on.
Quickly sent forward, headed away by Apostolopoulos. Now brought down. Short pass forward. Stoles. Now possession here. Red Bulls have had a little more possession here in the last couple of minutes. I was looking to swing back their way with the ball. McLaws cuts inside. Williams. Dixon again. Wins it. Now it's back to Mulgrew.
Done well. He's done well. And he actually played right back last game, so showing tremendous versatility.
Here's Volesky. Rolfe.
Oh, nice little fake by Rolfe
Yeah.
there.
Lucky to get it back again.
Faked us all out.
Stood there right in front of him, luckily for him. Dixon back to Apostolopoulos. Far side, McMahon off the chest. Forward now for Forbes. Forbes dangerous one-on-one. Spins, looks, trying to dance away from the pressure. Cuts it outside to McMahon. Mulgrew, Rolfe, space, top of the 18. Decided not to have a shot. And this one rolls out of play.
I think that was on if he had it. Timmy Mulgrew's run actually created a bit of space for him. And it's kind of one of those things where you've already got two. You think maybe I've got to share it a bit. But
No. Go for it.
sometimes just go for it. Maybe pass when you scored 4 or 5. But
He was looking at hat trick from 18 yards away. Out to the far side, Forbes. His quick touch, broken up. Sonis. Hard tackle there from Bordeaux. Foul called. David Mann, the man in the middle, as Rain once again picks up. Little pockets of rain, then it stops. It's going at it again. DeFont. Red Bulls, a very young team, a developmental side for the senior club. 13-7-6, the first tier side, second place. They'll be playing at Portland tomorrow after falling to the New England Revolution Wednesday 2-1 with that win. The Revs took over first place in the MLS East. But the future looks bright for the Red Bulls.
like I said, that's got to be such an interesting balancing act for the coach there. It's not really just win a game. It's get so-and-so minutes, make sure he's developing, make sure you're really empowering him to move forward to the first team. So a lot of respect, because that is almost like a twofold job.
This Red Bulls 2 team kind of bridging the gap between the academy and the top team.
Good call it.
And challenge on the near side as it was Rolfe who still looks like he's suffering from that early contact from the Bordeaux pass.
Every
The
second.
font is down for New York, and he gets up. Subs available for the Rhinos. Grinwis, the backup keeper. Ruggles, Van de Castile, Totsch, Ugarte, Mendoza. Dos Santos listed as a sub. See if he gets a chance to give it a run tonight. Hard challenge there.
And just a typical Colin Rolfe play, just being a hassle for defenders. Just tremendous respect for his game. Like I said, he earns every single goal he does get, so nothing new there.
And I'm sure Defont's going to want a ball played back to his feet, not one of those high ones that he's got to struggle to deal with, and then the pressure coming at it.
Not when Colin Rolfe is around, absolutely not.
Castagna, backup keeper, available for Red Bulls, along with Thomas, Akinyode, Manosalvas, Bedoya, Castellano, and Bonomo. All the subs available for New York Red Bulls, too. 31st minute. 2-0 Rhinos lead, and we're going to have a yellow card issued to McMahon. Second yellow card of the game, second one issued to the Rhinos.
McMahon with a few yellows to give, having already served a suspension game,
That's right.
so the chains are off.
A yellow card caution has been issued to the Rhinos, number 15, Pat McMahon. Caution issued in the 31st minute.
Free kick, far side of the field. Low ball, and no problem there for Garzi to clear it away. Midfield. Sent forward to Plua. Gets it back. Takes a touch. Deflected on the cross. Nick Laws steps in one time, and it's up and over the frame. 32nd minute. Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information.
And you see that play right there. You see who was back there really tracking that run and preventing that shot. And I think that just goes to show, you know, what has gotten the Rhinos that regular season title, what has been the key to their success. And it's just tremendous work rate and just a mental decision that, you know, we're going to defend hard.
Everybody has bought into that philosophy. And it's no secret, Bob Willie's teams are defensive oriented, always strong in the back, but this year's team, just an extra notch above that.
You hear that, and I've mentioned it before. It's not like we just spend, to be fair, I think we spend more time doing offensive sequences, tactics, and training. So, you know, you hear that often, and for me, it's a bit interesting because, you know, I start to wonder, where do we get this?
You could say it. It's insulting. You could say it.
Not insulting, no way, because, you know, people tend to look down on defensive team, but, you know, you look at
that's what wins championships.
a Chelsea, an Italian national team. I mean, you're here to win at the end of the day. It can be as pretty as you want, but what I'm trying to get at is, I think more than anything, it's Coach Lilly really cultivates that mentality, that drive, that, you know, we work so hard in training that, you know, we battle against each other. No one else is going to come in on our own field or any other field and really have earned the right to play. You know, we've had to earn this right all week, and no one else is going to come and take that from us. So credit there. It's a bit of a psychological game.
It's a huge part of the game, huge part. Bob's done a tremendous job with that this season. Mulgrew on loan from the Revolution, pressuring Nick Laws. Costalopoulos, Dixon. Runs out of space, throwing coming up. On their side. A rainy evening at Salem Stadium. Oh, an elbow from Sonis right to the face of Apostolopoulos, and no call.
And that's where a game can turn, just the tides can change really quickly, and this could turn into a straight dogfight.
It's been a chippy one early on. Sonis has been involved with a lot of it. This ball played into space for Sanchez. On his right foot, crosses it. The shot, great defensive play. Blocked away by Vasily Apostolopoulos.
Tremendous play, just left his feet and committed completely to the play.
That was goal written all over it. Now into the box, around the keeper, and a shot and a goal! 35th minute. Red Bulls get denied by Apostolopoulos, but Obakop, calm and cool, dribbles the keeper to split this to 2-1.
I will say there, credit to the Red Bulls, really saw the play out, but I think that play would have never happened if the Rhinos got that free kick from the Sonis elbow to Vasilis, so interesting dynamic here. And Tony Walls just gets turned there a little too easily for me.
Williams with the assist, his third assist of the season. Obakop, his 6th goal of the year. And he took that nice and calm, dribbles around the keeper, makes no mistake of it. But the giveaway in midfield, we talked about it earlier. Those are the ones that are going to kill you. And it came back that time, leading to a New York goal. Mulgrew and the Rhinos looking to get one back now. He goes down. New York comes away with it. Adams looking for Sonis, out of play.
Ball out by Stolz, who's had a rather quiet game so far. I haven't really seen much of him.
It's the 14th goal against this season for the Rhinos defense. Still a very impressive mark.
Dixon wanting nothing to do with that ball and seems to have a few words for his team right there.
Well, got the sense the last 10 minutes, possession's been all visitors. A lot of quickly getting rid of the ball, playing to players who aren't there for the Rhinos, so it's not been a solid 10 minutes here for the Rhinos.
That on top of the fact that I think it's gotten a little choppier.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it has gotten a little choppier, so I think both teams losing a bit of focus and really going in for that hard tackle rather than being where they need to be and kind of letting that battle go. It's not a battle that needs to be won. Referring to the physical battle.
Absolutely. Far side, looking for Obacott. McMahon has to knock it out of play as Red Bulls knocking on the door. 37th minute, 2-1. The Rhinos lead. Goals in the 3rd and the 9th minute. Obacott in the 35th to cut the lead in half. Stoles. Plua. Cross is blocked and out of play. It'll be another throw-in coming up. Stoles pops it up in the air. Forbes will knock it downfield. They switch it to the near side. Mulgrew heads it up in the air. Dixon battles for it. Mulgrew comes away with it. There's Rolfe. Triple teamed. Red Bulls come away with it. Nick Laws, high chip into the box, and Sonis hit a handful of someone's jersey there, and he's going to be a handful tonight, to say the least.
Absolutely. I think it's just getting choppier and choppier, and I think depending on what exactly is said at halftime, this could be a bit of a UFC second half, I'll say.
Both these teams going to the playoffs, you'll hate to see something foolish like that happen.
Absolutely. I think
but it does have the makings. Look at that challenge.
And just brings me back to the next point. I think, both teams need to really switch back on mentally in the sense that it's not a battle that needs to be won. You don't need to prove whatever you're trying to prove with a foul or not, but it's the fact that, you've got to have a little perspective. You're going into playoffs. Absolutely. You're just as valuable as a team. Each player needs to be healthy and safe.
Plua issued a yellow card in the 38th minute for that challenge. First yellow card of the game for New York Red Bulls, too. Good win there by Apostolopoulos. Hard tackle coming in there from McLaws on Bordeaux. That's 4 looking for Sonis. Walls, Dixon, tight space. Dixon stripped of the ball. And he'll take down Manolo Sanchez. 39th minute, Red Bulls with a free kick. The near sideline. McLaws over the ball. A 22-year-old. Likes to get up and down the flanks. Plays it short and pushes down the flank. Williams, low cross. Knocked away by Bordeaux.
All the makings of a great tactical play. Execution just wasn't there.
Out of play. Throw coming up here for the Rhinos. All USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. Chance for Obacott again. He's dangerous going forward behind Obacott, or behind Sonis, I'm sorry.
It's been a nightmare for the Rochester defense today.
Getting confidence as this one goes on. Tonight's game produced by Pedro Ugalde. Hope you're enjoying our coverage from Salem Stadium. John Catalano on the camera as well. Shoved from behind by Bordeaux. Easy call for the official, who just steps away. Played outside now. There's Obacop. Cleared away by Apostolopoulos. Lua.
He's not the only one.
Adams. Obacop, a good bit of work. A nice chip forward. Played it to himself. And he wins a throw in here for New York. Quickly taken on the far side. High cross, deep through the box, no one there.
Yeah.
Rain starting to pick up once again. 41st minute at Salem Stadium. The Rhinos with a 2-1 lead over New York Red Bulls 2. Third and final meeting of the regular season between these two clubs. This one goes up and off the head of Mulgrew. Garzi sandwich there, and he'll win a throw-in for the home side. Dixon to take it. 24th appearance of the season for Dixon. Loose ball, middle of the field, picked up by Garzi. Now McMahon. Up to Forbes.
He doesn't look so little.
Looking for McMahon again, but Adams gets there first. Gives it to DeFont. Good step though. Bordeaux coming forward with it.
There's a few things he could have done. I think he second-guessed himself, was a bit indecisive, and ended up doing none of them.
Obacop. He's been entertaining with the ball at his feet, going 1v1 this time. He plays it short.
Fun player to watch.
He sure is.
Dynamic, explosive.
Cheeky little pass there. Didn't get through though by Sanchez. Cleared up to midfield.
And you can tell, I mean, I think a little thing like that says a lot about the mentality. I think the Red Bulls are starting to pick up a little steam, starting to get a little confidence, throw the little cheeky passes in, and it's contagious. I mean, you can tell the entire team is now pushing forward. They're on the front foot, and the Rhinos really just trying to see out the half.
They've done well. 2 early goals, but they've fought their way back into this one and taken the possession back. And found a goal as well. To the far side, Forbes. Knocked away by Heffron.
The Rhinos settling for forced balls out of the back like that. I think, like I said, mentioned it again, I think they just need to see out the half and collect themselves once again.
Referee is going to come out and issue another yellow card, this time to Williams for the Red Bulls. Waited till the play stopped, and I think there was some contact towards the near sideline as he was running by. I believe it was Bordeaux. The referee waited till there was a stoppage to issue that card. A little contact when Bordeaux was on the ground. Dixon, high pressure, gets away from the first player. Forward to Volesky. Outside, Forbes has some space. Rolfe in the 18. Back heel, top of the box, the one-time shot. Loose ball still there. And cleared away by the Red Bulls. Goes out to Forbes, he shoots. Diaz punches it away.
That is 2 tremendous saves by Diaz from
Crossed into the box, and Blua gets the header on it. It's DeFont, I'm sorry.
I think Diaz just decided that Canardo Forbes is not going to get one today.
He stonewalled him a few times, hasn't he?
I mean,
Look at that last flurry. Red Bulls just couldn't get a clearance on it, and Diaz has been good. There's the corner kick. Foul called on the mix-up in the box.
both shots today, Canardo just caught it perfectly on a slick, otherwise hard shot, slick surface, and Diaz steps up just as big. Credit to the keeper there.
He has done well tonight. Sonis, little nudge, knocking Bordeaux off balance. Comes back into the Rhinos 18. Miller will have 1 minute of stoppage time in this first half. Apostolopoulos hammers it downfield. Off the chest, back to Diaz. Plua, the 23-year-old out of Seton Hall University. Williams. Back to DeFont. Plua. Williams. Good ball, far side for Obakop, and the hop a little too much there for Marius Obakop. He picked up his 6th goal of the season in the 35th minute. We're in first half stoppage time.
Sorry to cut you out there. I just said I think you're seeing now, I don't know what's kind of changed now, but the Red Bulls being a little cautious, even just playing out the back. You see Williams, his hips are closed, just not even checking his shoulders, just really going for the safest play now, I think. I don't know if the coaches had a word, but just said see out the half, make sure you make no mistakes, but it's interesting to see a change right there.
And the restart won't even take place as the referee brings half number 1 to a close. The Rhinos with 2 early minute. Yellow cards issued in that half as well, 2 for the Rhinos. Garzi and McMahon, Plua and Williams for New York as we are underway. Adams takes it. Plays it back to Plua. Looking to go down to the near side, Obakop. Man gets the head on it. Backtracking, Bordeaux and Garzi combined to win it for the Rhinos. Canardo Forbes. Garzi goes down, and that was kind of an awkward fall. Hopefully nothing too serious, as they've got a couple knocks to deal with.
They're trading blows today, that's for sure.
Here's a look at the replay.
Ooh, that is, I think there's a lot more to that than you see initially. I think if he would have planted a half second earlier, that's a knee injury right there.
Luckily for the Rhinos, it's nothing serious, and Garzi is up and hopefully gonna go at it again. Forbes tries the little cheeky pass. Garzi tried to force one in and broken up. Canardo Forbes gets it to Garzi, now McMahon. Sonis comes in with high pressure. Heffron. Back to Plua. DeFont. Apostolopoulos.
Hate to say it, but just picking up right where we left off. It's choppy. You know, the weather's cleaned up a bit, but neither team's really putting their foot down and trying to slow it down.
Sonis. Forbes and Dixon battle for it. Now it's Walls. Straight down the middle, no one on the end of it though. And it's Diaz. Plays it back to Plua. DeFont. 24-year-old. On the far side, looking for Sanchez. Heads it up in the air. Dixon. Header ends up with Sonis. Over to the far side, Rolfe. Looking for Voleski. Turning on the Jets, Voleski, 2 to beat, and this one will end up as a corner kick for the Rhinos.
Looked to be a threatening play, but just couldn't get control of it. I mean, don't really know what happened there, if I'm being honest.
And luckily for the Rhinos, it ends up as a corner kick. 5th one of the game. This is from the far side. It'll be Mulgrew with the outswinging service. Takes a look. High delivery. Top of the 18. Headed away. McMahon. All the way back to Dixon. Onto the near side now, looking for Forbes. He's got Walls up there as well. Forbes settles it down. 49th minute, looking to spin. Apostolopoulos. Low and deflected. Corner kick coming up here. Plua got his last touch at it. And it'll be the 6th corner kick of the game.
Really wound it back there, Vasilis Apostolopoulos. Hey, but you know what? Take him all you can. He's a center back. He doesn't get to see that kind of action, so credit to him. Enjoy it.
Forbes. Here's the delivery. A good ball. Headed away by Plua. Bordeaux to Garzi. Forbes keeps it in play. McMahon. And Heffron will clear it away. Bolesky looking for it. Totsch gets away and over the near sideline. McMahon. All the way back to Apostolopoulos. Tony Walls. Now Dixon on the far side. And knocked out of play. Last touch by Manolo Sanchez. A 23-year-old, played his last 3 years of college soccer at Clemson after 1 year at Louisville. Trying to get you an update on that Harrisburg-Pittsburgh game and Charlotte-Charleston. And Charleston, the only other undefeated team at home in the USL. They're 7-0-6. As a matter of fact, Charleston has not lost at home in the regular season since May of 2014. But that's a weird team, Charleston. I guess they're not very entertaining. They're methodical. They've got a good system in place, but nothing too flashy.
I think they're just grinders.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
if you look, it was like that most of the season for them. The very first game of the season, they played Toronto FC2, and we're down 2-0, and really just fought their way back off of sheer will, sheer heart. I mean, nothing really, like you said, to their game. But I think, you know, sometimes that gets you the result. I'd like to think that's something that eventually gets exposed, which I think it has been. You know, they were in first place most of the season, or sorry, second place most of the season, and then just kind of slipped up.
Point behind Louisville. Right now in Pittsburgh, or in Harrisburg, it's the Riverhounds 2, the City Islanders nothing in the 53rd minute. So Pittsburgh with the lead in the second half at Harrisburg. McMahon for Forbes, 52nd minute, a driven ball into the box, and Diaz able to make the save, quickly rolls it out to Devin Williams. Sanchez back to Adams. Foul there as the referee is going to come over and have a word with Mulgrew for knocking the ball out of play and give him a yellow card. 5th yellow card of the game. This one comes up in the 53rd minute. It goes to the player who's on loan, Timmy Mulgrew, the 22-year-old of George Mason University.
The yellow card caution, Anthony Chance number 92, Timmy Mulgrew. Caution issued in the
53rd minute, the yellow card to Mulgrew. Rolfe off his leg. Dixon will go all the way back to Miller. Loose ball picked up by Adams. Threading the needle. Sanchez still with it into the 18. Gets the cross in front, cleared away by McMahon. Dangerous opportunity for the Red Bulls. Got the Rhinos on their heels right now. Stoles into the box. Save there by Miller.
Questionable play there by the Rhinos defense. I think they did well. We're a bit lucky to get out of that play without a goal being scored on them.
Throw coming up here for Forbes and the Rhinos.
I think the New York coaching staff really feeling the momentum going in their favor. They're up, really hyping their team up, trying to see if they can capitalize off this little wave right now.
This would be a huge result. A huge confidence boost for Red Bulls too. Woleski called for a handball as this one bounces up. It's picked up now by Adams on the restart. Far side, Adams. Is it back? Plua. Switching over to the far side, looking for Sanchez. Headed away there nicely by Dixon. McLaws keeps it in play. Williams finding a little pocket here. Able to possess. At the half in Charleston, the Battery have a 1-0 lead over the Charlotte Independents. They've just gone to halftime there. At Blackbaud Stadium.
Little decoy play there.
Woleski gets it from Rolfe. Chipped forward now for Obacop. McMahon battles, sends it forward, but out of play. Throwing coming up here for the visitors from New York. And they'll play it short. Heffron back to Plua. Font to Williams. Across midfield, takes a couple touches forward. Well, 10 minutes into this second half, it's been all possession for Red Bulls. So the Rhinos can solve it. It's Heffron coming forward. He went inside, Obacop went outside. And Sonis comes in a little too hard for the officials' liking. And it'll be coming out on a goal or a free kick for the Rhinos. Miller to take it. And don't forget, you can visit the new USLsoccer.com, get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub, USLsoccer.com. Headed forward there. Defont for Sanchez. Nixon battling there for it. Almost came away with it, but out of play. It looks like the Rhinos are going to go to the bench and make 2 substitutions here. Is Mendoza and Totsch getting ready to check in for Bob Lilly's side. Get their final instructions from the 49-year-old head coach Bob Lilly. Picked up midfield, Rolfe. Onto the near side for Forbes. Mulgrew plays the 1-2 with Canardo. And he's not going to have enough steam to keep that one in play. He'll be coming up on a goal kick here. For Rafael Diaz. In his first team debut on May 14th. As a late substitute in a 4-1 U.S. Open Cup win over Ocala Stampede. Diaz, a product of St. John's University. Obacop lays it off for Heffron. Adams gets away from one. Played back nicely. Lua. Dangerous ball given away middle of the field. Rolfe holding up, looking for options.
And that's the last player you want to get the ball in that situation. I think he's mentioned in the first half. That's what he thrives on. Just really cleaning up those mistakes. Yeah.
58th minute, Plua dodges a bullet there. As Rolfe unable to continue going forward as it's Leo Stoles. Stoles, the former captain at UCLA. Gets it back to Williams. Stoles with some space, can turn. Goes back outside. McLaws. And knocked out of play by Garzi. There'll be a corner kick coming up here for New York Red Bulls. 59th minute, the Rhinos with a 2-1 lead. Goals in the 3rd and the 9th minute. Far side quarter kick for the Red Bulls. Swerved into the box, through the crowd, out through the 18. Played all the way back to Williams. And behind the play, Sonis. And it's going to be Garzi, who's second yellow, and that is going to do it for him. He picked up a yellow card in the 14th minute, and a very sluggish first or second half start for the Rhinos, and it gets even worse now. Garzi has been sent off with his second yellow.
I think mentally that everything's just kind of creeping in, culminating right now with the game really being I don't want to say unimportant game, but a game that really doesn't count for much. That combined with the weather, combined with the choppiness, I mean, I think just mentally.
And look at the spot of the restart.
Not really switched on there. And that is a free kick specialist dream right there.
Obakop is taking a very good look at it. There's the shot, Obakop way off the mark. So now with Garzi being sent off, does that change Mendoza and Totsch? We'll see.
Interesting to see. They're both still up there at the halfway line, so we'll see what Coach Lilly comes up with right here.
It'll be Totsch coming on for Rolfe. The 61st minute. And Mendoza coming on for Mulgrew, who's had spells of decent soccer tonight.
Unfortunate for, I think should that red card not have happened, I don't think you'd see Colin Rolfe leave the field. Had 2 goals on the night and really was the only attacking threat for the Rhinos today.
And it was behind the play, so we didn't get a chance to really see what the infraction was, but it was Sonis who was definitely involved with Garzi on that play, leading to that second yellow card and the sending off. So the Rhinos have to play with 10 men the rest of the way, 30 minutes plus the stoppage time.
Well, at least they'll get some fitness in for the weekend.
Will they ever? Before they go at it again on Thursday. Toronto FC coming back here. Totsch, a long offering, and not going to be any trouble there for Diaz.
Diaz isn't that short. You got to chip him with a little more than that. Great effort, though. Great recognition there by Sean Totsch.
62nd minute. Red Bulls with the man advantage. Garzi has been sent off. Second yellow card in minute number 59. Space now opening up for Red Bulls 2. Heffron. Plua. Outside, McMahon quickly gets it forward to Forbes. Sends a long ball down for Volesky. Sprinting, will he keep it in play? No, he'll run out of space. And we'll come back on a deep throw in here for Red Bulls 2. Played short to Plua. A lot of space now opening up. Williams.
Yeah, I can get him.
Adams outside now. Sanchez back to McLaws. Pittsburgh still 2-0 up on Harrisburg, 64th minute. Charleston 1-0 over Charlotte at the half. Richmond just sitting home waiting to see what their playoff fate will be.
And I talk a lot about, mentally kind of making the right decisions, being engaged, the way you're framing the game in your mind. And I think the Rhinos and Bob Lilly can be a little thankful if you want to look at it from that perspective. Going into playoffs, you've got an interesting situation that very likely could happen in playoffs.
Sanchez, the shot, and a great last-second clearance. If Walls wasn't there, we're level at 2. Just did enough to knock that one off as the Rhinos coming forward with Volesky. This long shot right at the keeper as he looks down to the turf. Fans not happy with that offering.
Interesting decision there, and loads of space. I think that's a forward's dream to have that much space. Yeah, just questionable decision making there by the forward for the Rhinos.
Here's Williams.
Sorry, and I was saying that earlier. I mean, I think it's a situation that, you know, you'd love to get a bit of practice in before playoffs, being a man down, having to get a result or at least maintain a result. So
First change of the game coming up here now for Red Bulls 2. Adams will be coming off, and Bolu Akinyode will be coming on. Here's a look at that chance from Sanchez, and Walls does every bit of work here to keep it away.
did very well there. Very, very well there.
Akinyode comes on, the 20-year-old. 1 goal, 1 assist for the Nigerian who played his college soccer at Seton Hall. Adams coming off in the 64th minute. And all the way back to Diaz. Akinyode. Williams, that extra man really opening up space here now. As it's taken away though by the Rhinos. Mendoza on a sprint, can't get there. It's broken up by DeFont. Dixon comes away with it, looks for Mendoza. Now Red Bulls can apply pressure all over the field with that man advantage, and they're winning balls back. Heffron steps in to win one. Forbes. Totsch. Now Obakop spins. Turning on the Jets, tries to get away from the defenders. Good job, McMahon just holds his ground, stands him up, and knocked off of Stoles. It'll be a throw-in for the Rhinos.
It looks like Bob Lilly's seen enough. He's done with the experimenting, done with this. What's been going on with the Rhinos right now? Looks like he's putting first choice forward Steven DeSantos into the match and really trying to clean things up for the rest of the game.
Wasn't sure if we were going to see him tonight, but
I mean,
it's kind of gotten not out of control, but maybe
a
a little uncomfortable for the Rhinos.
I think, you know, just that, you know, Bob Lilly's seen enough. He said, look, let's put the guys who are going to make it work back on the field and finish this game off.
Sanchez on that far side, battles with Dixon. Referee will make the call. And there'll be a free kick deep in that corner flag on the far side. So Volesky will come off and Steven Dos Santos will come on. 21st appearance for Dos Santos. 8 goals on the season for the big man.
Entering the match is number 10, Steven Humberto Cortez dos Santos.
Volesky picks up 2 assists, and here's a last look at that foul with Dixon and Sanchez. 2 players fronting the ball for the Rhinos on the far side. Here's the whistle and the delivery. At the 12, ball sitting there, cleared away by Totsch. Heffron finds Williams. Nick Laws. Time, settles, looks forward, little chip into the box. Walls. Akinyode, nice pass. Williams to Obakop. Chips into the box, wins a corner kick here for Red Bull New York. 3rd one of the match for the visitors. This corner kick coming up on the near side. And there will be another substitution coming up for New York. It'll be the 2nd of the game. It'll be Stefano Bonomo. Into the box, through the 18 on the far side. Chipped in again. The header! And it's right at Miller.
Absolute Swiss cheese, that Rhinos defense right now, holes everywhere. A lot of chances for the Red Bulls, really playing a dangerous game, really allowing them to get chances right in front of the net. And I don't think Brandon Miller will be happy with that. I think he's seeing his goals against record really be teetered with in the wrong way.
Seeing much too much work tonight.
Yeah.
Back to Apostolopoulos. And the near side Walls. Bordeaux, not a bad idea looking for his indoor teammate.
I don't think
Canardo Forbes.
I don't think Canardo expected that ball to get through.
And Sonis will come off, and Stefano Bonomo will come on in the 69th minute. Second change of the game. Bonomo, 9th appearance of the season. Former standout at Cal, 2 goals, 2 assists on the season for Bonomo. As he replaces Chris Sonis.
Replacing number 45, Chris Solis. Substitution in the 70th minute.
There's Diaz, gets into this one. Quixote gets it back. Plua. Away by Walls. Sent forward by Bordeaux. Plua. It's a powerful header back to Diaz. Get it back to Plua. Heffron quickly tried to go to Obacop, read nicely by McMahon. Dos Santos, first touch, spins, goes forward. The big man with the ball, taken down by Akinyote. And a free kick coming up here for the Rhinos in the 70th minute.
And it was a subtle play, but you see that first touch by Dos Santos really using his body and then drawing a foul. I mean, I think it's something, that hold-up play, that ability to trap the ball under pressure is something, you know, you hadn't really seen all night.
It was a clever little play to turn into that space by Dos Santos, who's got 8 goals on the season from Cape Verde. Totsch steps over it. Long shot from distance, and he's sensing something. That's his second time.
Confidence is up, I'll say that. A bit telegraphed, but Totsch does have a tremendous strike. Can really slap that ball, as they say.
Sure did, a little too much that time. The Rhinos quickly making changes here. Van de Castile will be coming on. At the next stoppage, he's checking in with the 4th official. Now what do the Rhinos do? Playing a man down, a slim 1-goal lead. Possession has been controlled by New York. Is there a defensive substitution you make and just kind of bunker down the rest of the way?
Curious what he's going to do. The only thing I could see happening right now, which we'll see in a second, is Grant sliding back in his usual spot and Tony sliding back up to his holding mid spot. But you know, we'll see. I guess it's the only thing we can really say, huh? Because somebody's got to come off.
Stoles checking back, knocked off the leg of Mendoza. And it will be Bordeaux who comes off in the 72nd minute. Nate Bordeaux, his second appearance of the season, he's off. Not as Grant Van de Castile, 24-year-old, to make appearance number 22.
Bordeaux, nice little play, a couple nice little flicks. He's a technical player, and I think he's done well. It came at the right time to help the Rhinos with a lot of deficiencies in the roster due to injuries.
And he's been around training with the team for quite some time.
Yeah, he's actually been a squad player for quite some time, so he's been familiar with everyone. We're familiar with him, and he's a good player. Definitely adds a lot to the team, a different dynamic, not like most of the other center mids currently able to play.
Coming off his second appearance of the season, Bordeaux is off. Van de Castile is on. That's the 4th change for the Rhinos. So looking to pick up another 3 points at home. There's the throw on the near side, headed away by McMahon. Plua into the middle, Quixote. Finds DeFont. Harrisburg has scored to make it 2-1 now. They trail the Riverhounds. Second half, 73rd minute. Out of play by Apostolopoulos. Play back for Williams. Stoles. DeFont. Now Plua. Quixote. Heffron. Rhinos are content with New York knocking it around the horn and away from their goal. Defense has bent a little bit, but not broken here since Garzi was sent off in the 59th minute. Forward to Totsch. Quixote. Williams, good ball on the far side for McLaws. Numbers pushing forward. Little back heel from Apostolopoulos. Swiped away by Dixon. There's that little pocket of space that's opened up. Walls has moved up indeed to that midfield position. Obakop. Quixote. Lua.
The Rhinos really playing themselves into fatigue. Not really holding on to the ball, just going for that quick clearance. There's no movement off the ball, so it's a game that'll get old really quick as there's still about 16, 17 minutes left to play.
And another change coming up here. It's Daniel Bedoya coming on for John Wolniak's side. Leo Stoles will come off. Third change in the 76th minute. Bedoya, a 21-year-old out of St. John's University. 3 goals, 4 assists for number 88, Daniel Bedoya.
A quiet game by Leo Stoles, who's somebody who was drafted pretty highly, touted very highly out of college. So I think it's something the New York Red Bulls are going to expect a lot more from.
Boy, John Wolniak has really given him a stern talking to.
And rightfully so. I mean, in a team full of young players, you know, someone, like I said, who was so highly touted, you know, you've really got to step up as that central player and be a leader. You know, the ball's not always going to bounce your way, but you always do have to set an example and in all the little ways be a leader. So personally, I don't think we saw that from him.
There's a chance now for Forbes on the near side. Whips across off of Heffron, and 7th corner kick coming up here for the Rhinos.
I don't really agree with that play. Canardo's usually a player who does make the right decisions, but being isolated one-on-one with the rest of the defense still shuffling to get back in position, I think that was a perfect one-on-one opportunity. Settled for the cross, got a corner out of it, but wish it would have been more.
Forbes has an opportunity to make more here on this near side corner kick in the 77th minute. A high delivery deep, and Diaz screaming out of nowhere makes the save.
Diaz has shown well tonight, I will say. Tremendous saves. I mean, obviously he's got scored on twice by Colin Rolfe, but I'd say those are a bit skewed as Colin Rolfe really stripped it off the defense on both occasions.
As we talked about earlier, Diaz was signed by Orlando City in 2014, and he did debut in that Open Cup game against Ocala. As we have reached the 78th minute, become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. Also follow at USL on Twitter. Become a league insider, join club conversations, have a chance at exclusive giveaways. USL, it's at Twitter. At USL, sorry. Looking for Heffron. Rita Castile with the fresh legs, able to come in and shield off Heffron.
And Grant really showing some pace there as well. Doing well, glad to see him back on the pitch. He's a player who was out recently with a bit of a knock, and you know, coming back at the perfect time. Could have been a blessing in disguise, you know, a perfect little opportunity to sneak in a bit of rest right before playoffs.
The bumps and the bruises are unavoidable. You look at the season, it started March 28th. That is a long year.
And I will say USL is one of the shorter, I mean, of the 3, NASL, USL, and MLS, it is the shortest of the 3, but it's not a short season.
No, it's not.
Especially for players coming out of college. I mean, they're used to, what, a 2-month season, 2.5-month season, depending on how far you do make it. But
it's a bit of a grind.
It is a grind. I mean, I think you definitely, you see the young guys and the rookies hit a wall early in the summer, and it's really the ones who are mentally strong enough to crawl out of it that succeed.
an incredible adjustment for the young players to make, and luckily for the Rhinos, the majority of them have done a tremendous job in transitioning and leading to this regular season championship in the USL. Man's throwing, Forbes off the thigh, Quixote breaks it up. Obakop, a high cross, and nobody there but Miller.
Bit hopeful that cross.
Miller will put it down and take some time off the clock, 80th minute. Downfield, no one there for the Rhinos. It's Lua. Broken up by Totsch. Disrupts it nicely. Another long shot as Diaz is way off his line, but again, not gonna beat the keeper.
Not something you want to see right now, especially being a man down, being tired. You know, I think the smart decision would have been to keep possession for a bit, let your guys catch their breath, and try and move out the field slowly. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's all about decision making at this point, and it's the habits you build now that will really see you through playoffs.
And this one cleared over the end line, a corner kick coming up. The far side for the Red Bulls. '81st minute. 2-1, Rhinos lead. All the goals in the first half. Rolfe in the 3rd and the 9th. Obakop in the 35th. The delivery headed away by Dixon. Mendoza battles with Obakop. Obakop spins, gets away from Mendoza. Comes forward now for McLaws, and this one's going to roll out of play. And this will give us a chance to bring on number 77, Franklin Castellanos. He's going to replace number 17, Manolo Sanchez. 4th change of the game for John Wolniak, the former Rhino. In the 81st minute. And when Wolniak was here, it was a little different. He was playing at the baseball stadium back in 2001, the A-League championship season. Miller gets into this one. Ahead of Totsch and Dos Santos. Picked up there by DeFont. And Quixote. Dos Santos pestering him. Gets it away to Heffron. Now Williams. Bonomo. Played out. DeFont. Pushes it deep into the box. Obakop off the head of McMahon, though. Picked up by Williams.
The Rhinos really struggling to get those second balls right now, and it's really keeping them caged in their half.
They are. And New York is asking a few questions here. The cross into the box. Apostolopoulos pops it up in the air. And again, the man advantage. Getting these balls in the possession of the Red Bulls. Bedoya. Outside. And Dixon or Mendoza will take no chance as McLaws closing down on him. Our side corner kick. Bedoya, Castellanos on it for the Red Bulls. And it was a win and a draw this season against the Red Bulls. They have the lead here. And the referee says, no, we'll do it again. Wait for the whistle. Break here for the Red Bulls. Get a chance to pump it in the box once again. Here's the whistle and the official start. Man gets the head on it. Middle of the park, Heffron. Out of play. Goal kick coming up here for the Rhinos. Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information.
Once again, great, a very special thank you to Salem for sponsoring tonight's Appreciation Night. Thank you.
Looking at the Harrisburg Riverhounds game. 85th minute, 2-1, Pittsburgh leads. Pittsburgh with 38 points on the season, Harrisburg with 39. This one's headed forward to Bedoya. Looks for Obakop. Not going to be able to keep that one in play. McMahon. Lua. DeFont. Williams. Looking for Bedoya. Gets the cross away. Mendoza comes in and knock it clear. But again, it's just pumped out to the Red Bulls who have the man advantage.
The Rhinos just look a step behind on every play. They don't look connected, and
Long shot from Quixote and a little bit of a rebound left on the table. But quickly jumping on it is Brandon Miller.
they just don't look connected, like I was just saying. I'm curious who on the field, obviously we're not on there, and it's easy to say from up above here, but who's stepped up, you know? Who has stepped up and really tried to keep them organized? I think it's a tremendous opportunity to get a little practice in situations like this, really stay connected and see, you know what, let's try and limit them to 0 shots, whatever the case may be, but not really seeing it right now.
Williams, Castellanos. And speaking of shots, I don't remember the last time a visiting team has outshot the Rhinos at home. It's 8-7. Granted, they have the man advantage. 8-7 shots in favor of Red Bulls 2. Massive punt there from Miller.
You see it right here. We see the Rhinos midfield just walking to get to half field. You see Captain Tony Walls having a few words right there, but no one's really focused and locked in, leading by example. So it's showing in the play. If you see right now, sorry to cut you off, but I mean, even if you see right now, the midfield is a solid, what, 35, 40 yards from the forward line. There's just no communication there right now, and it shows.
Will have one more chance to get organized as Toronto comes into town for that makeup game on Thursday, the 24th, 7 p.m. here at Salem Stadium. But after that, it's going to be do or die time as the playoffs will begin. Bonomo off his head, out of bounds, throwing for, no, they'll say the Rhinos touched it last. Quickly taken by Castellanos. Dixon steps in. Gets away from one and couldn't avoid the second challenge as it was sent forward for Dos Santos on a counterattack opportunity. Forbes, top of the 18, settles, fires off the post. Rebound outside the 18 on the far side for Dos Santos. It's Mendoza with it now. Still Mendoza. He's fresh, coming out in the 61st minute. Battling against 2 players and throwing here for New York. Great counterattack opportunity for Dos Santos and Forbes.
And the weight of that pass really, great idea, great hold-up play by Dos Santos, but the weight of that pass is really what ruined that play. Just wasn't in stride. Forbes had to slow down a little bit and settle for that shot, but like I said, great play nonetheless, and it's allowed them to get out of their half and really hold it.
Keeper's best friend coming up there to save the day for Rafael Diaz. 2 in the corner for the Rhinos. We're in the 88th minute. A yellow card will be issued to Mendoza, assuming for a delay of game in the 88th minute. Mendoza not happy with that at all.
Very heated, very emotional right
Kicks
now.
the wall.
One of the leaders on the team, and someone's really got to take control of this team right now. Granted, there's only 2 or 3 minutes left, but I say it time and again, it's about the habits, you know? It's about the habits you show and pick up time and time again, and at the end of the season right now, it's something you want to see handled the right way.
Another corner kick coming up here for the Rhinos. Pittsburgh just minutes away from snatching a victory in Harrisburg and the valuable 3 points that would send them to the next season. Obakop Turning with some space right down the middle of the field. Onto the near side, Plua. Heffron to his left. Gets it now, marked by McMahon. Still Heffron. Man does a good job holding him up. Walls comes in to help out, but Heffron plays it safe. Akinyode. Williams.
You can't let one player beat 3 defenders like that.
Castellanos. Still Castellanos, and cleared away there by the Rhinos defense. 90th minute. DeFont. Gets it to Bedoya. Obakop heads it back down to Akinyode. He'll look for an option. He'll chip one forward down the near side. Heffron shanks that one out of play, and it'll be given up in a goal kick. The Rhinos will take this one.
Nah. Very anticlimactic play for the Red Bulls there. You know, really drew a lot of suspense, had a lot of possession, a lot of close chances, and really ended up with a shank out of bounds.
5th and final change coming up here for Red Bulls 2. It's DeFont coming off. James Thomas coming on. 4 minutes of stoppage time, as we will have.
Substitution in the 90th minute. Our fourth official has indicated there will be 4 minutes.
Heffron.
4 minutes of stoppage time.
One more push forward here for the Red Bulls. Bonomo over his head. Amanda Castile clears it. As far as Williams. 4 minutes of stoppage time. The Rhinos with a 2-1 lead. Early goals from Rolfe have stood up so far. Thomas to Williams. Akinyode. Red Bulls trying to find a way to break down this Rhinos defense with the man advantage. They've had a lot of possession on the perimeter, but nothing as of late to get inside. Obakop. Still Obakop. He's been good tonight. Good cross. Bonomo's header glancing off his head and cleared away by Mendoza.
Once again, in these one-on-one, 2v1 situations, Renner just, I think, giving too much right now. I think they're just trying to see the game out, get out of here, and get ready for Toronto.
Throw in here for Akinyode, quickly to Heffron. Stoppage time. Red Bulls have had the man advantage since minute number 59. Trail 2-1. Rhinos looking for their 11th win at home to stay perfect. Pastelopoulos, high clearance onto the near side. McMahon heads it out of play. Rhinos hanging on here, looking to get the final whistle. Marius Obakop has the throw-in. Heffron. James Thomas delivers into the box. Bonomo over him, and the Rhinos will take this all day. Miller will slow it down. As we have played almost 2.5 minutes of the 4 minutes called for in stoppage time. This one takes one hop. Dos Santos battles for it. Ball handball. Quickly taken by Thomas. Williams. Too much there for Plua. Pastelopoulos knocks it out of play. Throw-in coming back here for New York. Lead it back now to Bedoya. Now it's hit and hope for a long one here for the Red Bulls. Rhinos looking to hold on. Into Dos Santos. Bedoya. Plua. Castellanos. Back to Thomas on the near side. Obakop. Just inside the 18. Cuts it to his right. Back to his left. Puts it across. A shot! And the referee's assistant has raised his flag. They've tied it in stoppage time. Unbelievable. Red Bulls 2 get the equalizer in stoppage time as the referee's assistant says it has crossed the line.
And that was a tough one to watch. Absolutely criminal defending.
The referee calling out for some help as McLaws is down inside the Rhino 6, but let's look at that last flurry of activity. It's Bonomo who will get it.
Over here, just makes some
But what a
dents.
great bunch of work there from Obakop. Puts it into the box. Bonomo gets the toe poke on it, and Obakop has been dangerous all night long, and it was slammed home for good measure, but the referee's assistant already had his flag up.
Absolutely criminal defending. It was the only thing that really could have happened in the last few minutes. They were just inviting that pressure. The Red Bulls sensed it, capitalized on it. I mean, you've got Obakop really dancing in our own 18, so it was bound to
Deep in
happen.
stoppage time. Here's a look at it from a bit of a higher angle. McLaws comes off. Good work from Obakop. And Bonomo, yeah, that's over the line. Just gets it over the line. Bonomo gets his third goal of the year. He came on in the 69th minute. And Obakop gets the assist deep in the 4 minutes of stoppage time. Well, we talked about the defense not breaking but bending. It was going to be a matter of time. Do the Rhinos have one more push?
And Obakop's just been having his way with the Rhinos defense all night. So his confidence kept growing and growing and growing and growing, and it's bound to happen.
Corner kick for the Rhinos now. They're pushing bodies forward. Mendoza's delivery into the box. The header to goal! Sean Totsch! Unbelievable! What a finish!
I don't think the game's over. You've got a couple bench players rushing the field.
What a finish and what a goal! Sean Totsch on a dynamite header, and that brings this one to a close. Wow. What can you say? Wow, what a finish. Gets up in the air, perfect timing, and a powerful header. No chance for Diaz. And the Rhinos pick up victory in their second to last home game of the season.
Brilliant finish there by Sean Totsch. Just caps off what would be a great last few string of games for him. Confidence has been growing and growing, and I think that Rhinos defense is giving them the hardest hugs of all right now because they were a bit embarrassed in those last few minutes of the game. So Sean Totsch really savior for them, and it may distract Bob Lilly from those last few minutes. Hopefully
What
so.
an exciting finish. In stoppage time, Red Bulls 2 scored a goal by Bonomo to make it 2-2. And then in dramatic fashion, on a corner kick, the last play of the game, it was Sean Totsch getting his first goal of the season, and he secures the 3 points for the Rhinos. Christian, what a game tonight.
It was a fun one. Like I said, I think if the Rhinos frame themselves to see that as a potential playoff opportunity, as a potential playoff game, being a man down, this could be tremendous practice for them going into the actual playoffs. So as long as they take something from it, no problems with anything that happened tonight.
Well, one more to go before the second season begins. It's on Thursday night right here at Salem Stadium, 7 p.m. kickoff, the Rhinos and Toronto FC. What a wild night. We're going to catch our breath and get ready for Thursday. For Christian Silva, our producer, John Catalano, I'm Joe Giuliano saying so long from Salem Stadium, the Rhinos 3, Red Bulls 2.